All right, so one of the key terms that you have heard time and time again, probably since you've gotten here, is metabolic flexibility. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what it means, why it is part of our secret sauce for getting you in shape, not only now, but for the long haul. Okay? Anybody, anybody could go on a crash diet and lose a bunch of weight. Just stop eating for a while, and your body's going to lose weight. Now, what happens though is there's no genetic shift. Your metabolism in that process has slowed itself down so much so that when you actually reintroduce food, and maybe you've experienced this, your body grabs onto any nutrients and you balloon back up. So to avoid that, we have to teach your body how to use a different fuel source. And riddle me this, but I'm pretty sure every single person on this planet has this excess storage called fat cells. Your fat cells are there to protect you, to save you during times of famine when we used to be hunter-gatherers. And to be honest, our genetics have not changed much since our caveman days. We just introduced agriculture where we don't have to go out finding our food anymore. We can just go to our supermarket. Okay? But since there's been no demand on our genetic makeup to actually evolve further, we still run off of our old genes that our ancient ancestors did. So this is our way of biohacking into what was possible, what is still possible for you if you have the right direction. Okay? So metabolic flexibility is best described as your body's ability to go back and forth between fuel sources. Its preferred fuel source is, I'm going to get artistic for you here. Its preferred fuel source, let's go with the color blue, is carbohydrates. Okay? It's preferred because it's fastest. Carbohydrates start to break down as soon as they hit your mouth. And they're readily available for your body up to almost immediately. Okay? That's why if you've ever been like on a marathon or a long bike ride or just like really hungry, and you put like anything high sugar in your mouth or high carb, your body immediately starts feeling better because you were once so low in carbohydrates that your body was like, oh, feed me, give me something. Here's some instant fuel, but it's going to be gone pretty quickly thereafter. Now your body won't digest and then quickly be craving food again if it knows how to use another type of fuel source. So we want your body to learn how to be a better fat burning machine. So how do we get your body to get interested in your stored body fat? So the way that we're going to teach it is, instead of what most nutritionists and the FDA wants to teach you, which is carbs, 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 and we don't have to get political as to why that might be. I mean, our top producing plants in all of our farms, it's like wheat, corn. It's kind of just, it makes sense if they're pushing those products. Nevertheless, though, whatever the reason is, they seem to think that our entire plate should be a good amount of carbohydrates, and that is not the case. Unless you're like a high training athlete about to go on a race or something, we don't need that many, okay? Instead, we want to use fat. So when your body has been here constantly burning carbohydrates, it's going to be difficult for your metabolism to start saying, okay, there's no more food. I don't yet see this fat, this body fat, as food. I don't know that that's the case yet. So what do? On your supplement list and in your diet, in your macro plan, we have a pretty big emphasis on the not only amount of fat, but the type of fat as well. If we give your body a lot of very usable fats, these are called medium and short chain triglyceride. Hard word to say. MCT oils, okay? Medium chain triglyceride, okay? And then even short chain. This is now your body saying, okay, that's not as difficult to break down. I could deal with that. I can see that there's caloric potential in there. In fact, there's a lot more caloric potential in there. For every fat calorie, for every fat gram you digest, that's worth 9 calories. Okay? Carbohydrates, only 4. So once your body learns how to do this, it's going to want to. At first, it's going to kind of suck at it. It's going to tap in there maybe and say, okay, here's my carbohydrates. I'm going to come back over here. But in time, as you spend less time over here in the carbohydrate zone, and you start spending more time over here, the further you extend yourself into this fat burning zone, the more able you will then become to be flexible and go back and forth as you desire. So this is the ultimate goal. And we put such an emphasis on fat and carbohydrates, but protein is very much in this story as well. Okay? For every protein gram, it's also worth 4 calories. The body doesn't prefer it as much, but it behaves similar to a combination of both of these. Once you have this flexibility, it's not just learning how to burn fat better, it's using anything better. Your body has just gained a better metabolic flame that can burn all types of fuels. But as long as we continue giving it carbohydrates, it's going to continue to prioritize carbohydrates. So when you open up your macros and as you go through the initial phases of dipping into this, and as I said, this may be challenging for a little while here. Every body is different depending on your history and your genetic makeup. But in the beginning, there may be some times where you're like, I am hangry. I'm like angry because I'm hungry, right? During those times, I just implore you, like if you absolutely need to, grab a carbohydrate and satiate yourself. But know that by doing that, if you're on your shift, if you're on that cycle that starts as soon as you begin this program and you say, okay, I'm committing to this low carb lifestyle for the next, I recommend at least 2 weeks, but the best, like I said, the more time we do this, the more we're gaining that ability, that's strengthening that muscle. Now we're going to go back and forth and you're going to strengthen it over time. But if you want the best bang for your buck early on, let's push it, man. Let's go for it. Okay? So during that time, you'll go through probably a little bit of hunger as you bust through that wall. Once you're over that wall, then your body, you will hit a zone, and I guarantee this happens every time, where all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, I am thinking clearer. I am seamlessly losing my weight. My inflammation has gone down. Like I'm more mobile because my joints can slide better. Your face, your complexion clears up. You're going to be sleeping better. Everything will change. Okay? So I know you're here to like lose weight and get in shape, but really, we're here to improve your entire life. You're welcome. Okay? So, like I said, there will be some work involved. And when this is happening, when you are like, I don't know if I can do this, reach out. That's what the group is for. That's what we're here for. Jump on a group call, express what you're going through, and you'll hear some other stories of people who have been through it, got through it, and literally, so the supplements that we've given you, if you jump into any of that BHB, that will help a lot. Don't drink it all at once. I think I said that in there, if I haven't yet. When you have your BHB supplement, that's your beta-hydroxybutyrate, that is the nutritional ketones. Don't down that. That's going to mess your stomach up usually. If you've already done that and you've experienced it, like, sorry. But sip on that slowly over the course of like a half hour or something, drink that, or even throughout the day. But now you're giving your body the nitrous oxide by doing that and saying, hey, when we get over here, we're just going to be like burning hot. We're just going to be sending it. And I don't even need to eat because I've got this extra fat that my body can start eating. But when it's like, I need a faster fuel source, throw some more of that BHB in and see what your body does. Okay, it kind of acts like you're spitting gasoline on the fire. Okay, so you've got some hacks, you've got some ways to make it easier. But at the end of the day, if it's worth it, might work. It's going to take a little work. Okay, we're giving you the best shortcut that's available. So follow this. Reach out if you need any help, and have fun. Gaining metabolic flexibility. Your life will be forever changed.